The turkey hadn't even been carved yet. My father stood at the head of the table, glass in hand, and announced it like a toast. "We're not going to babysit your kids anymore," he said it clearly, loudly. My sister's husband laughed nervously. My mother kept mashing her potatoes. My two children, 4 and 7, stopped poking their cranberry sauce. I set my fork down. "Seriously? Seriously," he said. "We've done our time. You need to figure it out." Nobody asked what figure it out meant. Nobody asked why he chose Thanksgiving. Nobody asked where my children were supposed to go when their after-school care fell through next week. I stood up, walked to the kitchen, came back with my coat. "Then I stopped doing repairs in your house," I said, "and I'm leaving now." That was it. No speech, no screaming. Just a statement of fact, one that matched the size of his. He had named what he wouldn't do for me anymore. I named what I wouldn't do for him. The drive home was 40 minutes. My daughter asked if Grandpa was mad. I said he might be. My son asked if we were still having pie. I said we'd have better pie at home. I didn't cry. I didn't plan revenge. I just felt the shape of the last 8 years rearrange itself. Every Saturday I had spent fixing their leaky faucets, the new water heater, the rewiring in the basement, the gutters every fall, the roof patch after that storm. The garage door I rebuilt from scrap parts. All of it done without asking for money. All of it done because that was what you did for family. Except apparently family didn't do that. The next morning my phone exploded. 7 texts before 8 a.m. My mother, "The kitchen sink is leaking again." My father, "The furnace is making a noise." My mother again, "When can you come look at the garage door? It's off the track." My sister, "Mom's freaking out about the sink." My father again, "This is ridiculous." My mother a third time, "Please just come fix it and we'll talk." Not one of them mentioned what he said, not one apology, not one acknowledgement that you cannot cut a cord and then pull on it. I read every message, put the phone down, made my children pancakes. My husband watched me from the coffee maker. He knows the repair history better than anyone. The Saturdays I came home with busted knuckles and grease under my nails. He didn't say you should call them back, or maybe just the sink. He said, "The kids have a play date at noon. That's all." By evening my mother called, not to mediate, to ask when I was coming to fix the disposal. "I'm not coming," I said. A long silence. Then, "Your father didn't mean it like that. He meant it exactly like that. He said it at the dinner table in front of everyone. He's just tired. We're getting older." "So am I," said. "I'm tired too." She repeated the announcement back to me as if rephrasing it would make it reasonable. "We just can't do every week anymore." That's all he was saying. He didn't say every week. He said anymore. Zero. Nothing. She sighed the sigh she has sighed my whole life. "I'll talk to him." I didn't say thank you. I hung up and went back to making dinner for my own children in my own house, where the faucets worked because I fixed them myself. 3 days later, my father left a voicemail. His voice wasn't angry. It was confused. Genuinely confused. He said he didn't understand why I was punishing them. He said family helps each other. He said he and my mother had always been there for me. He said the sink was getting worse, and the garage door wouldn't close all the way, and the furnace sounded like it was dying. He said, "I don't know why you're being like this." I listened twice. Then I deleted the message. I didn't call back. I didn't explain. I didn't write a letter. Because here's what I finally understood. He already knew. He knew that I had spent 8 years maintaining his house. He knew that I had never once said no. He knew that Thanksgiving announcement was a hammer. He just never expected me to stop catching the nails. The power wasn't in a fight. It wasn't in a final speech or a dramatic confrontation or a moment where he admitted he was wrong. The power was in the silence after the phone stopped exploding, and in my garage where my own tools stayed hung on the wall, exactly where I put them.